मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया, मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया। तू ही है अब ख्वाबों में मेरे, तू ही है अब ख्वाबों में मेरे, चाहूं तुझको साँझ सवेरे, छोड़ ना देना मुझको सनम, छोड़ ना देना मुझको सनम, साथ निभाना अपना सजना, ओ सजना। मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया, मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया। जीवन भर ये प्यार हमारा, जीवन भर ये प्यार हमारा, बन के रहेगा अपना सहारा, टूट न पाए अब ये कसम, टूट न पाए अब ये कसम, प्यार न बदले अपना सजना, ओ सजना। मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया।
A very good evening and welcome to From Our Hearts with Radhika and Ken on Island Zone Radio.
तेरा प्यार है दुनिया में, तेरा प्यार है दुनिया में, तू ना मिला तो मर जाऊंगी, साथ रहे हम जन्म जन्म, साथ रहे हम जन्म जन्म, साथ ना छूटे अपना सजना, ओ सजना। मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया, 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 मैंने तुझसे प्यार किया।
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome to From Our Hearts with Radhika and Ken on Island Zone Radio. Yes, it's Monday evening, 8:30, and yes, our weekly date. There we go, Ken. How are you?
Well, what can I tell you? But I'm so glad to see, Mr. Kamal Singh. I went to a funeral a couple of days ago, and I met him at the funeral home, and so I'm so glad that he's tuning in. That he introduced himself to me, and that's one of the nicest things that people can do. I always like when people come up to me and say, "Hey, I watch your show." I get a chance to say thank you very much
Of course,
and to
a
show
one-on-one.
appreciation.
That's really nice. Yes.
And he seems to be a nice guy, and so I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Kamal Singh, for stopping by and say hello to me. Very kind of you. Otherwise, to that, what can I tell you? I did some work today, and I rested most of the time. Um, but what can I say? It's cold. It was cold. I spent half of the day in bed. And what was your day like?
My day was trying to get together some info for tonight's show. I wasn't sure what we are going to be doing, so trying to get something that we can discuss about, talk about. So I think our main topic tonight is going to be about kids growing up without their parents, the father who doesn't take responsibility for their kids. But before we do that, it's Valentine's Day is right around the corner. It's right around the corner. And as it approaches, I want to say to each and every one of you, may God fill your hearts with love and your wallet with money so that you can buy some chocolates for your honey. All right. For beautiful arrangements, you can call Anjani Olarte, inbox her, or you can call myself. We have like arrangements with wine and chocolates and teddy bears and inbox Anjani Olarte. Or call me at 718, I mean 347-721-6890. Do enjoy some early discounts. And from all your floral arrangements and for Valentine gift as well, please call Shanta Flowers at 718-332-3301. She is right in the heart of Richmond Hill, 130 on Liberty Avenue. So she also has big discounts on early orders. All right?
And one of the reasons why we want to support your daughter too, she's new at this, and we can help her out a little bit. Also, we have Shanta Flowers has always been very supportive to our all our shows, all the things that we do in the community, not only to us, but she's been very supportive to our community at large. And
Yes.
so, reach out to these two
Mm.
people and support them as much as possible.
All right. So let's, Ken, what else can we say
So I
today?
see that we could say hello to Miss Tara Singh, Omar Mohabir. We got Sohan um, Shiftaran. Very good evening to you. Hafiza Khan, a very good evening to you. Anil Lashley, a very good evening to you. America lost three heroes. Like to send my deepest sympathy to the family, and I like to thank them for their services. We are very sorry to hear that too. To my beautiful aunt Delari Sigobin, I will talk about her in just a minute. The beautiful Veronica Jaglal, thank you very much for tuning in here on Island Zone Radio. Elisa Singh, a very good evening to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. We said Kamal Singh, hello, good evening. Geeta, beautiful aunt, Miss Iris Govardhan from Hague, Baghdad, a very good evening to you, and it's good to have you on. Ramona Bachan, a very good evening to you. The
That's my
beautiful
cousin all the way in Tampa,
Tampa,
Florida.
Florida.
Hmm.
Send us some heat. Sheila Singh, a very good evening to you. Um, so there's a lot of things. We got. It is such a pleasure to have Mr. Jason Dasrat. I know a friend of
Oh,
you,
yes,
yours. Thank you very much for tuning in. But before we start our serious discussion, um, today happens to, and one of the things today is of all the years that I've been doing radio, I've been on the radio. Today is one of the day that I'm really ill prepared to talk anything really. Um, I was not up to it to be on the radio tonight, but we know we're gonna carry through. We will find things to talk.
we
I got a bank in my head,
will.
and then you got things to talk about. But I want to take this very special opportunity to. You guys would not know, but I am here. And I hope I don't get too emotional. I am here because of my aunt Delari Sigobin, um, who is here from Hartford City. She is in Hartford City, Connecticut, and I know that she is watching us. One of the things is that I said that I'm here in this country because of my aunt, and years ago, my aunt, and you're gonna see her on the screen while I talk about her. I don't know, I think
So
she's about
pretty, so beautiful.
she is like 70 years old, somewhere close there or close to 70. Forgive me, I am not sure. But when I count my aunt, I have to count her a million times because I've been blessed to have an aunt like Delari Sigubin. Ever since I was a little boy growing up back in Guyana in Lenora, and she used to live in Iflat. My grandparents was from Iflat pasture on the west coast of Demerara. But my aunt would always come by us, and she would take care of me. And I remember the small days when she used to wrap me in the hindola, and she used to sing that once. I can't remember me the Jiwan Sati, me Asid I too. All these songs she used to. I remember she used to sing these songs to me, and I'm so glad that my aunt has played a very vital and pivotal role in me in to become the man that I am now. So my beautiful aunt, I want to say as I watch in the camera, you would not see me a little bit because I got your picture there. I want to say happy birthday to you. We are very blessed to have you in our family. Um, my sisters, my brother who passed away. We want to say thank you very much for being the backbone. When you have your family,
Mhm.
Radhika, in your family, one person, she was one of the first one that came to the United States, and after she came, she brought all of us. She brought me. I brought my sister, my brother. She helped her brother and sister to come to the United
She's the
States, and
backbone.
she's the backbone. And I'm so
Mhm.
glad that God has blessed us to have my aunt still live and to see. I'm glad that she's alive to see me that doing my radio show and became
Mhm.
becoming a nurse here in the United States. So I am very proud of my aunt Dolores Sigobin.
I'm sure she's very much proud of you too. And I just want to add a little
At the event.
happy, yeah, a little greeting, happy birthday greeting to you. And we all love you because I've gone to your home and to your children home a couple of times. And oh my gosh, you treat us so nice. Like I feel part of your family, in fact. I think I'm part of your family now. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for always your generosity and everything, and being the hostess that you are whenever I go to your home. Thank you so very much. I hope that all your heart's desire be fulfilled on this beautiful birthday.
Oh, she's gonna be
Mhm.
71 years. She is 71 years old today.
Oh, look at that.
That's she like blackberry, blackberry juice, like red wine.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
looks sweet, but I love you like cooked food, my dear aunt, and God bless you. And I'm gonna play this very special song for you, and I want all of you in the shout box to please wish my aunt a happy birthday. 71 years old. You're blessed, and that's her there. She's 71. She look good.
She
She
doesn't look
have
a day
defied age.
over 50.
No. So let's go with a nice song for my aunt. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
Doreen.
you.
Happy 71 birthday, my dear. May God continue to bless you and may you enjoy the rest of your life that you have ahead of you. Happy birthday again, my dear. Love you. So now we're going to go into our regular programming.
Hmm.
Um,
I
so,
just want to say happy birthday to everybody who has a birthday this week as well. Everybody who's celebrating, birthday greeting, shouting out to you. Enjoy, have fun, and celebrate life.
and the beautiful Miss Ariana is on, and she says that not only on a special occasion, but continuously remind them how much. Well, my aunt know that I love her like bacon saltfish. And Elisa, sing a very good
Actually,
evening to
you were
you.
trying very hard to go there today to surprise
Yes,
her.
thank you very much. Happy birthday. Yes, to my aunt. Happy birthday. So go ahead. Let's start our little discussion.
Yes. So, as I said, Valentine is coming right around the bend, right? And just a fun fact, talking about chocolates, did you know that the first heart-shaped chocolate appeared on Valentine days in 1861?
Wow, that's a long
18,
time.
that's a very long time ago. And it's even up to today, it's so very popular,
Hmm.
right? Consumers buy over 58 million pounds of
Oh, wow.
chocolate every Valentine's Day.
That's a lot.
58 million pounds of chocolate. Oh my goodness. And candies too, right? Wow. Yeah. And another fun fact that, Ariana, listen to this one. Teachers are the number one recipients of Valentine's Day gifts.
Oh, really?
Yes, all the kids. I think if they have 20 kids in the class, they get 20
Oh,
Valentine's Day
wow.
gifts. So teachers are like the maximum recipients of Valentine's Day gifts. And some people nowadays too, they buy gifts for their pets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a big thing now. You get well, next week we'll be talking a little bit more about Valentine, but I just had some fun facts that I wanted, and prepare you if you have a doggy or a little cat, just it's okay to
Love
get them a
every
gift
living
as
being.
well. Every loving being.
Before you go, I see your sister is on, Miss Nan Maraj Singh.
Hmm.
She's from St. Cloud. Good evening. Thank you very much. The beautiful Miss Sabina
Sabina.
Sankar is watching. Thank you very much. You know, I
Hmm.
love her like cooked food and bacon saltfish.
Hmm.
Along with Miss Ariana, she says, well, I'm looking forward because I don't have a Valentine's. You never know. It's not too late. You can get somebody. Don't worry. And you're
Shout
welcome, my
out
dear.
also to my niece Nadira Ramkumar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are struggling
So
today because
yeah,
everything is far away from
yeah.
us.
And Ken doesn't know where his phone is.
My phone is probably in the car, so you know what?
We can't find his phone, so everything is like far, and our eyes aren't like
Yeah, if
what
you
it
see
used
me
to be when
squinting,
we
just
were.
forgive
Yeah.
me. You know.
Mhm. So we had to say condolences to Gita Bisram and her family
Yes,
and
yes,
the passing of her brother.
absolutely.
Yeah, and that brother is also a nephew of my good friend Drew Mister.
Okay.
Yes, so condolences to the entire family, the bereaved family and friends. And
So, on behalf of the Ken Ramprasad Show and from our hearts with Radhika and Ken, we would like to extend to you guys, you and your family, our deepest sympathy. I know
Mhm.
Radhika losing someone at the age of like 54, 55, I'm
It's
somewhere
not
around there.
easy.
It's not easy. And then the
Mhm.
other thing is to lose a child, you know, to for a mother to have to bury her son,
Mhm.
has to be something that's very difficult.
I know.
You know, in life, it's supposed to be that the child bury the parents.
That would be the ideal thing, but life doesn't happen like that. Yeah.
Rajwanti, a very good evening to you. Ramjas Hiralal, a very
I
good
wonder
evening
if
to you.
Rajwanti is from Canada. I believe she is.
Um, let's see, Rajwanti, let us know. Mo Manhulal, let us know where you're from. Ravina Bola is watching from Connecticut. That's Ravina.
Hmm.
Thank you very much, my cousin. It's a beautiful young lady too. Um, but Gohan, go ahead.
Yes, so we thought today we had a case. We knew someone who had a baby and the father is not responding. So we're going to be general today in this, right? So fathers, like mothers, are the pillars in a child's life.
Right,
right?
right.
And both father and mother affect a child's well-being. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Their emotional well-being. Children look up to their fathers to lay down the rules, the ground rules, and to enforce them.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And the father is the head. When the
He's
father
the
is
head of
alive,
the house.
when he's
Yeah,
alive, he is the
well,
head of
yeah,
the house.
he is, yeah. But they also look to their fathers to provide security for them, right?
Safety and
Both
security. Yeah.
both physical and emotional and economically as
Right.
well, right?
He's the main
Hmm.
source of provider for the
Hmm.
family.
Yeah. I gotta say, a father can have a large impact on a child, right? And help shape him or her into the person that they become in life. So, what can I say? Guys, I want to say the fathers play a large role in every child's life that cannot be filled by another person.
Right.
That person, the father, please take note of that. You are the father, and nobody else can take your role. As the saying goes, anyone can be a father, but being a dad takes a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can be a father, but being a dad is what takes it all. Having kids doesn't make you a father. Raising them does. Raising them is what makes you a father,
Right, right.
right? Overall, one of the most significant responsibility of a father is to set a good example for your children. The children are very, very observant. They may be little, but they are very observant. They will pick up on your traits, they will pick up on your habits and your actions. And if they see that you react with empathy to, say, like a person who falls down and you help to pick them up, right? They will learn to show compassion to others who need help,
Hmm.
right? And if they see that you are constantly responding with anger at everything, what do you think that child is going to pick up?
Hmm.
That child is going to be angry and he's going to learn to rely on anger for every problem, every question,
Right.
every question. But right?
Hmm.
And just like mothers, fathers who are loving and responsive to their child's needs and are engaged with them from an early age will give children a secure foundation that will support their child throughout the years to come. So it's very, very important that we give kids that foundation to build on. It will definitely have an impact on their development and any bad experience in their lifelong physical, mental, and health issues.
Hmm.
Um, Viewers, there is no such thing as a perfect parent. There is no such thing as a perfect parent. All of us, we try to do our best, but we are not perfect. All of us who have children, we understand that.
But
We know
before you
that.
go, wait,
Mhm.
before you go,
Mhm.
I know your daughter was watching, and I don't want to forget to say, Miss Jenny Olarty, a very good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Sometimes we see names and they go by very fast,
Right.
and I
Mhm.
just had a brainwave, but go ahead.
All right. So what I want to say again, there is nothing, no such thing as a perfect parent. And children, we have to, what can I say? We all accept gratefully that we try our best.
Right, right.
We
We all
give
do.
the best that we
Are we
can.
supposed to?
Uh-huh. We're supposed to. And sometimes we think, well, good is enough, right? Good enough is enough. But we can always go the extra mile to help our children a little bit more. And in American society, when a child reaches 18 years of age, that is it. The parents, they wash their hands. The child is an adult. He can go on his own. But our concept, Guyanese mentality, right? Our children get older, we send them to college, we send them to do everything that we can. They are married, and yet still the parents, we feel that we're still responsible for the kids, right? And then
Absolutely.
they get married, and we have extra rooms. They can come home back when they're ready. They leave by one and they can come back with two with the wife, or they can come back with three and four with the kids.
Right.
Our heart and our home is always open. But what can I say? Sadly, unfortunately, in today's world, some fathers abandon their children for different reasons. And what are some of these reasons, right? Two major reasons are that the fathers are not a presence in their children's life because of divorce or because the child was born out of a marriage, out of wedlock.
And that's the problem.
And yeah, and so there's not too much of a responsibility in those areas, right?
Right.
But whether it is a parent who neglects his child, abusive, alcohol, or substance abuse, emotional stability, absence from the home, irresponsible financial behavior, a lack of boundaries and discipline, unhealthy relationships, harming the child's emotional well being, neglecting basic needs, or lack of emotional support. We all need, we all need that father figure in our
Yes.
home, right?
And if we didn't say hello to Tara Singh, a very good evening to you, Tara. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tara, are you back in New York?
No, she's in Guyana
She's
still.
still in Guyana? Okay. Enjoy your trip there. Yes. So these kids, when they don't have that, they're neglected by their father. They have like a negative self-esteem,
Right.
right? They have a negative image of themselves, and these parents who subconsciously extend these traits to their children. In general, people who cannot love themselves are not capable of genuinely loving other people, especially their children. They feel there is no better dumping ground than their own children. I don't know why they think the child is like at fault for everything that happens.
But what I want to say, sorry I didn't put this in earlier before our discussion, but what happened, Radhika, one of the best thing ever happened to me is to becoming a father. I always wanted to be a dad and to be a father. And you know what? You said it right that not everybody could be a real father. Some parents could make their children and leave them alone or left the mother with the burden to take care of that child. And why we are talking about this today, that someone reached out to us and they have a son, and the father is not is disowning the child. And I want to say that I don't want this show is not about pulling down people or putting people down, but
It's
I want
bringing
to
awareness.
bring in awareness. I think that it's a blessing to be a father, and I want to encourage fathers that listen, you have the responsibility to take care of your child. Every child, every living child, whether son or daughter, want to be loved and feel belonging in the family. And so when you don't do that, it causes a lot of problem. And I'm going to tell you a little bit from my head, and then we'll go on and talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to encourage that father. Listen, please, by all means, reach out to your child. Another thing that I don't agree with, Radhika, if I got a child, I don't want the court to tell me to pay child support or to tell me how much money to pay for my child. No. As a father, I have a role and a responsibility to take care of the children or the child that I bring into this world. You know, I'm not sure if you have it in your notes of some of the things could happen, but I'm going to pay attention what you're saying,
Hmm.
and then I will jump in with my thing. So let's say if you know a father, and if you're a parent, your son or son is not taking care of your grandchild or not taking care of the son, please encourage your child to see accept his child. Nobody wants to feel abandoned and
Hmm.
rejected.
Exactly. But we also have some nice comments here. We have Sabina Sankar. She says her case was a divorce and she was left to raised her children for 7 years alone.
Right.
Alone. That, you can imagine how hard that can be. I'm not sure how many children she had at the time,
You know,
but
I think it's three, and that's why I am proud of people like Sabina,
mhm,
Ariana, um, because you know what, they take care of their children without
mhm,
any parents or a
mhm,
father
mhm.
like step
My
in and
daughter,
thing, you know.
Jenny, says, she could say so much as well, but she's going to stick to her corn about it,
Right, right,
you
right.
know.
And so many children grew up without knowing who their father is, and then
Hmm.
some of them come in the children life when they're 40 and 50 years old. No,
Hmm.
I want every parents to take that responsibility seriously,
Exactly.
even mothers.
Yeah, mothers and fathers, but, mothers are more reliable with the kids most of the time, but not all of the time,
Gavin, I
David.
just
Not
say
all the
mothers
hmm
too. We didn't want
Yeah,
it to sound
yeah.
absolutely.
Hmm.
No mother should
Hmm.
leave their children, and we do have these that happens now and again. And so, thank you very much for tuning in, Gavin. Balika, Senior right. Good evening to you, darling. How are you? Good to have you on. Padma Deukaran, a very good evening to you. Zalil Bakas, Zalil
Hi,
is on. Thank
Zalila.
you very
Hi,
much, my
nice.
brother, for tuning in.
Hmm.
Um, it's good to have you on. And by the way, he will be on the Ken Prasad show on the 11th of next month. That's 2 weeks from now. I can't wait to talk to him. I have to get my questions ready. Also, the beautiful Miss Nalini Naidu is watching.
Oh,
Thank you very much. We miss.
Nalini, thank you. Today, Nalini and I were talking because she recently had another member of her family passed away, and I
I'm
saw it.
sorry. Yeah.
And we're talking because the that death is also the young man was also the nephew of one of my chachi.
Oh wow.
So we went through there. So along the line, Nalini and I have a relative in common.
Shahid Baksh, and he's right. A family is made up of mom, dad, and children. Absolutely. So go ahead. My sister Anita is watching from Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anita.
Yes.
All right, always a pleasure having Anita on. All right, so sometimes parents who are undeveloped or immature, they get the babies young, Some of them, because of their inexperience and because of their youth, they find the children, they do not want the children. They give it up, they give up the baby for adoption, or they do not want that responsibility, that extra load of
Can
financial
I butt
stuff.
into that piece?
Yes.
Um,
I want you to butt into that piece.
Let me butt in. You know, I I believe in adoption. If you can't take care of your child,
Mm,
you can put them up for adoption. Don't leave them on the street in a bag or garbage bag or a garbage bin. I also want to encourage, especially our Guyanese parents, if you can, especially our Guyanese parents, young ladies, if you know that you cannot take care of a child and you have a child already, there is something that you call family planning. Go ahead, start drinking pills so that you would not get pregnant. Let your husband wear and husband guys wear your condom if you don't want a child. I if I make a
take
child,
precautions. Take
if I
precautions.
make a child in this world, Radhika, I want that child. I want to take care of my child. I want to be there for my child because then, in my opinion, I would not be able to sleep and wonder what happens to my child.
Did he or she eat today?
Yeah.
What are they? Does he have a place to sleep?
So go ahead and
Hmm.
go to the
Yeah.
family planning and use condom, get the injection, get pills, whatever it is.
There's so many precautions that you can take if you're not ready for a child right now.
Right, right.
There's so many precautions. So, so yeah, somebody said if you cannot take care of a child, do not get a child. That's what we're saying, just get take precautions, take precautions. But if you do have a child, be responsible. So, again, what I gotta say, many people find it like very difficult to accept love because of their past, because of what they grew up. They grew up without love. So it's hard for them to express love to their children because they did not get that kind of love when they were growing up.
Also, I want to put in my penny in this one too.
Mm.
Listen, if parents are divorced and they are not getting by with each other, please do not bring the children in the middle of this fight. Your children need both parents, and for the sake of the children, please let daddy see the children, let mommy see the children. Let your children grow up with love. Studies have shown when your children grow up with love, affection, they grow up to be sounder, better human being. And I'm not
Mm.
saying if you don't live with your parents, you can't turn out to be good children.
No,
That's
you
what I'm
can turn
saying.
it be good. But just want to shout out Sitaram to Dave Dilchan. Good to have you on. Um, what I want to say, like, there are a lot of cases, like, because of migration too. I don't have that in my notes, but because of migration, a lot of parents who were coming to the States either backtrack or either they were coming legally or so, but you couldn't afford to bring the children with you because you don't know where you're coming, what you're going to be doing, and all of that. So a lot of children were left back in Guyana with relatives, and that caused a breach between parents and children because although the parents came for the well-being of that child, to help that child, but that child is resentful. You left me, you know, and that period of time that they were not together, it causes a breach. I know a lot of people who are resentful of
Oh, really?
that, although they are aware, but they were kids and they do not know. You need that parent's love, and especially if you were attached to your parents while growing up, but parents see this opportunity of moving for a better future,
And
which is understandable as well.
we got to
But
make
mhm,
sacrifices in
we
life.
got to make sacrifices. But sometimes it's hard for that child to understand. It's hard for that child to understand what is going on and why the parent has to do what they have to do. I want to, as I said, a lot of people they find it difficult to love because they did not get that love when they were going, you know. They have their unresolved trauma of their own life. So they sometimes they can be in tune with their children needs, right? They can either react or they may compensate. Sometimes the kids neither one overcompensating or reacting like with anger, neither one is appropriate or constructive for the child. Neither one is a good
I
thing.
want to read Balika said there's so much going on in today's society, and sadly, it has a lot to do with our mental health, which is one of the reasons why parents, especially young parents in this generation, are separated and divorced. And the truth of the matter is, too, in the United States, that being a parent is not easy, it's tough.
This stuff.
um, these children are exposed to a whole lot of things and influenced by their friends and so on. So it's not an easy task being a parent here.
And back home in Guyana, what happened? The mother usually took care of the children. Now it's changed. Everything has changed. But they were usually the one home taking care of the children, doing cooking, washing, taking care of the home. And the father was the one who went out to gain to earn the money, right? But now when you come to America, everybody has to get up and get. Everybody has to go to work. So you have to share the duties as well. So the father has to become a little bit more involved to help to pick up the children, help to drop
Last
them
night
off.
I was folding clothes. I
Good for
help.
you. Look
I
at you.
clean. I do things. Gita, you know. And I want to say Ram Ram to Dave Dilchan. He said Ram Ram, so
Yes,
I say Ram
Sitaram,
Ram. Just Sitaram.
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 Yeah.
Sitaram. So yes, I think that in America, that here the parents have to, both parents have to team up together to
Hmm.
help each other, because I know Gita work long hours and I'm home.
That is
Sometimes
good.
we have to
Excellent.
help.
You have to help. You have to pitch in. So sometimes what happened too is that the person, the father, because he had this kind of traumatic childhood as well. when the child would cry or the child wants something, he would respond with anger, and that is not good either. And some parents, because they did not have these things when they were younger, they tried to overcompensate. So they would give the child everything and a little bit more of what they need. And that neither one is very healthy for the child.
And even to divorce, if you have a divorce, children, it do affect children somehow or the
Of
other.
course, of course.
Divorce, and then
Mhm.
what happens sometimes, some parents don't know how to help take care of the children. There is always a pulling and tugging along of different kids, and one may put the child against the other parents, and these are not good for the kids. At the end, the kids are going to get hurt.
The kids are going to get hurt. But sometimes you just can't assume that the parent is telling the child that, oh, your mother doesn't want you or your father doesn't want you. Because the child knows, instinctively knows that if they're wanted or not, too.
Right.
But sometimes I know the parent fill up the child's head, because he's susceptible. So you can easily tell them what you want them to believe. But remember, even if the mother tell them that, but the father is coming and he's nice and kind and take part in this child's life, the child will know that the father is taking part in that.
And the beautiful Miss Shanta Flowers is watching. Glad you are addressing it. Yes, we can address anything that people don't want to talk about. And I think we could play another song now because
Yes,
I think they're probably tired hearing our voices.
yes.
So let's play another song. This one for all the ladies, and then later on I'll play one for all the men, right? This one for all our queens.
Natural beauty, Yeah, no, I never been someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still I had to try. Yeah. Oh yes. Let me get my words right and then approach you. Woman, I'll treat you like a man is supposed to. You'll never have to cry. No. I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone. And she's royal, yeah, so royal. And I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, the way she moves to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen. She's a queen. Ooh, ooh, what a natural beauty. No need no makeup to be a cutie. She's a queen. She's a queen. And when they ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal, yeah, so royal. And I need her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind until the night that I see her rise. Oh, my queen, so sweet. I can see it in her eyes, the way she smiles. Hey, yes, I know the king and queen crown, same time. So I never leave your side. Just stick with me through the trial times. Oh, and she says she no mind. Alright, I know good man is hard to find. Cause she can't about that giant line.
That's right. Good men are hard to find. So when you get them, treat them good and hold on to them.
I know many men are trying.
Gotta plug that one in.
Needs to be more
I'm a good man.
because she's royal, yeah, so royal, and I want her in my life. I never knew The way she moves to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen, so supreme. Ooh, ooh, what a natural beauty. No need no makeup to be a cutie. She's a queen.
That's right. All of you are queens there. Welcome back to From Our Hearts with Radhika and Ken. And that's right, Shanti
Shouting out to Shanti Shivambar. How are you, dear? Thank you for tuning
and
in.
Shanti Prasad.
Shanti Prasad is on. I didn't see her.
And
Shanti Prasad, my sister-in-law. How are you doing?
and what's her name? Says she liked this song, Miss of
Ariana V. Yes, last week Ariana was here with us. Yeah, that was a cool hug last week. Um, yeah, cool memory there. So going on back, right? Sometimes, parents on the whole, sometimes they want their children to be a replica of what they want, right? They they want the child to be what they want, do what they say, and that is a destructive effect as well. You have, in order to solve this part, first, this child has to be like their parents. No, right? You have to let this child be, um, pave his own way, get his own ideas, do what he wants. They have to be aware that you cannot live through your children. Children needs their own path as well. It's not because you are religious, your child has to be religious.
absolutely.
And not because, you are from one religion, the child has to be from that religion. Not because like you are Democrat, your child has to be Democrat. Can be Republican or
Right.
whatever. And each child is genetically different and has their own unique way of being. And every one of them deserve love, and they deserve to pave their own path, not do what the children say. Most of the time, when the children want to do what they want to do, I mean, you guide them. You have to guide them, but again, they have to go their path, what they want to, and what I want to say there is that guide the children, show them the best way to do things, and let them be themselves.
And when you say show them, I
Mhm.
think the best thing to do is how you live in the house. That would be a good example for the kids. And I see Rishi Singh is watching from St. Martin. A very good evening to you. The beautiful Miss Camille Khan. Um, the beautiful Camille Khan, she is a kind lady. She's the one that bakes and make sorrel drink and mabi and ginger beer. I was the recipient to get some. And her son has a show every day, I think Monday to Friday. I think it's 9 o'clock right here on Island Zone Radio. So she's a good mama.
Hmm. So,
I want to read what
mm,
what's her name?
Sabina.
Sabina wrote something very long. I like
Mm,
her input, but let's
mm,
read what she says. Um, my situation was intense. However, before it got bitter, I allowed my children to have a relationship with their father. I took them myself only to find out they weren't being left alone in the apartment. That they weren't left alone in the apartment, which was on a second floor apartment building. My children was left in the dark because he had left not paying the bill, and the electricity, oh my God, was turned off, and it was winter. It was winter time, so you could imagine, and it was freaking cold. So,
of course.
I stopped sending them, and I will take the blame over and it over it. I have to, but I know that my decision was the best.
In that case, I applaud you, and I know Sabina has been with her children. She is like a mother hen with her kids, protective and always there. So hats off to you, Sabina, and hats off to all the single moms who are doing their best to bring up their kids.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Ken, I just want to ask you, if a father isn't in the picture, but he comes around sometime, what does a child call a father who was never a dad to him? Do you call him just your biological father? Do you call him dad? Do you call him by his name? What would be?
I,
Mhm,
to be honest with you,
mhm,
know that what I know now, I will still encourage if I have to advise somebody come to me, I will still encourage the child to be polite, to be respectful, and to say dad,
Say
because
that.
you get to, and you want to show that you are a good person, no matter what the circumstances. And I'll share a story with you. When my dad, for those who know, my dad didn't care for me too much. And so one day he was cursing me out. And I was in the States. I was a big guy then. And I said to him, I said, Daddy, that I would not be cursing you equal with you because you are my father and I'm your son and I know my place. So despite whatever it is, because at the end of the day, brown sugar, we are responsible for our own self. And especially if it's a big child, then you need to take responsibility and know that whatever happened is not your fault. It's daddy who messed up,
Mhm.
and you can still strive to be a great person.
And in that case,
Dad,
that's like your
that's
a
me.
personal case, right?
That's me. That's me, baby.
Mm.
I went through a lot of things in my life. My dad told me a lot of things, but I still strive to be a great human being, and I don't take no for excuses. I still, when my father died, when he was sick, I went home and cooked for him and feed him. When he died, I cried so much. When he was sick and I had to bathe him and take care of him, I cried. Despite despite, and I still pray for my dad up to this day. I still pray that God would bless him and find him a resting place, because I believe in I believe in goodness. I believe that if I want to share to the world what goodness is and what kindness is, it has to start with me and my family. You know, my dad
Lead
will
by
be,
example.
yes, and my dad will have to answer for his own soul. But it makes me feel happy up to now, even as a radio talk show host. I felt good because I did a lot of good things and the right thing by my parents. I didn't
And
drink, smoke, and so on.
so that is wonderful. Everybody has their own unique experiences
Yeah.
and relationships with their parents, but if you know to, you have to go on and do the best that you can. And in the end, just remember that your parents too, as you said, your dad wasn't there much for you, but when he needed you, you were there.
And one of the things that and I'm talking from experience here, I have talked to a lot of clients, and a lot of them, like people who were traumatized in their younger days, like who their father didn't, or parents reject them, and so on. Some of these people went on to become depressed, suicidal,
Hmm.
mental health issues, and so on. So, the best thing is to look at things in a positive way, especially if you grow up to become an adult,
I know.
right?
Yeah, Shanta Flowers has a good point here. She said, parents, whether single or not, need to spend at least 10 minutes quality time with their children. There is so much hug and questions you can ask in that 10 minutes, which is very true. Give them love. Let them feel love. Try to make the home is at least, try to make sure that the home is at least reasonably tidy and make sure there's always some food around.
That's right.
Great
Seema, a very
point.
good evening to you. Thank
Mm,
you very much.
mm.
John from Queens is watching. Thank you.
We also have Imran. Imran is
Imran.
on. Yeah.
Hey, Imran. Good night.
Uh-huh.
It's good to have
Always
you
a
on, Imran.
pleasure to have Imran on. Right. So, and even if the father is absent, you just don't assume that the mother is telling the kid things about you, because your action would prove if it's right or it's not right. A child can notice. The
And when
child would
children grow
notice.
up,
Hmm.
they know who's right and wrong.
Exactly.
Some children grow up to be resentful
Hmm.
of their mother and father because they teach them the wrong thing and they keep them away from the one
Hmm.
parent.
And can not only if the parent is not in that home. Sometimes a parent could be in that home and yet still be absent in the child's life. So that is Shante saying, show some love. Take a 10 minutes, spend some time with the children, and show that you care, show love, y- so that that child can get from that experience for his future experience.
Right, right.
Many children that were abandoned by their dad feel angry, resentful,
Right.
and hurt by by their father's action. And I would like to read a letter to all the dads who left their children. It's not a dad bashing thing, but it's a story of so many children who have wished that their father was in their lives. These are some of the things that they want to say but can't due to circumstances, right? This letter is a voice from all the kids, an opportunity for healing, right? Dear Dad, how are you? It's been a while. For some of us, it's never been. You've never been in our lives. We are grown-ups now. You have missed a lot. You missed so many important moments in our lives. Where do we start? Our birth? When you found out mom was pregnant, you couldn't handle it? You didn't know what to do? You may have been too young, but you may not have had a father figure, so you didn't know how to be a father. Who knows? Some of you stayed a little longer. You stayed a few years after I was born. At first, things were great. You and mom got along well. Maybe you thought having me would help, but maybe you thought sticking it out with us would help. But things got tough. The fights with mom began. You lost your job. You may have had a great job, but the stressors of home got to you. We will never know. What we do know is what you missed when you walked out that door. You missed the numerous first days of school. You missed birthdays, sports, holidays, vacations, graduation, our first dates, and college acceptance letters. All the fun and exciting stuff. You also missed the not so exciting stuff when you left and didn't pay child support. We had to move out of our home and collect financial assistance or live on the charity of family and friends. In some instances, we wore hand-me-downs because mom couldn't afford clothing. Oh yeah, we had to grow up fast. We had to take care of our younger siblings. We had to be emotional support for our mothers. Whatever childhood we had was gone. We had to listen to mom cry herself to sleep. We needed to start working at the age of 10 and 11 because money was tight. Sometimes we missed school and family events because we had to work. We needed to make sure bills were paid and food was on the table. We started looking for attention outside the home. We wanted love and affection we did not get from you. We started looking in other places: friends, partners, drugs, alcohol, teen pregnancy, even crime. We didn't care. We just wanted someone to be there and tell us they loved us because you weren't there. Although their love was short lived and sporadic, at least it was there. We can honestly say your leaving us really affected our self esteem and our self worth. We don't feel good about ourselves at all. We don't feel that we are good enough to have a spouse, friends, or career. We don't feel lovable. We feel like a disappointment. We feel we don't belong. When you left, we felt so many negative things. We realized those feelings are still there: anger, resentment, sadness, grief, shame, fear, guilt, doubt, and betrayal. We are trying to work through these feelings, maybe try some therapy, see how it works out. We realize holding on to these feelings no longer serves us. They are causing us to hate ourselves. We love everyone else more than we love ourselves. We are ready to look deep into ourselves to show how our lives have been affected by your abandonment. We are not here to blame you. We are all grown up now. We cannot um, blame you for us staying with partners that don't treat us right. We cannot blame you for our lack in confidence for going after the jobs that we want. Our childhood circumstances were not our fault. We were thrown into a situation that affected the way we look at life and how we interacted with the world. We are ready to take responsibility for our choices in adulthood. We made the choices that reflected how we felt about ourselves. Our past does not have to define our future. Message to the children then. We are ready to realize we are enough, we are lovable, we belong, and we are successful. We get to feel joy, peace, happiness, courage, confidence, acceptance, hope, love, and trust. At this point, we no longer care why you left. We can no longer hold on to that story. We are ready to write a new story. If you would like to be in it, if you would like to rewrite your own story, contact your children. You had your own story, and that is why you left. We have learned it was never about us. You left not because there was something wrong with us, but it was something that was up with you. We see that now. And that is a letter that these kids want to tell their parents is it's never too late. Make the contact, come back. And just a reminder, the devil hates families and will do anything to destroy them. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to fight for your family, not fight for your family, not with your family. Guys, if it is important to you, you will find a way. If not, you will always be finding excuses.
That's right. And I'm so
Mhm.
glad that with this letter that you read here, to know that the children have accepted it's not about them,
Mhm.
it's the father.
The father.
And
The
so
father
that's
had the issues.
a great letter. Baby Moon, a very good evening to you. Thank you very much for watching. From Canal, your daughter said that was a deep poem, Mom. Um, well, look at that, Lal. So yes, it's tough. It's not an easy road. As you know, that parents doesn't come with a manual to
Exactly.
know how to be a parent, but you try to be good as parents. You and I, we try to be good to our children, to help them to live a
That
fruitful
was the
life.
same thing.
You know, um,
It's not an easy task.
no, not at
And
all.
and again, we do not know. We go by trial and errors too. You know.
And it's so good to have Mr. Joe Jaglal from Canada. I don't know if you know Joe Jaglal, but he is a prominent figure from Guyana in Canada. And it's good to have you on, my brother. Thank you very much. I'm glad, and thank you for doing all the wonderful things that you are doing out in Canada. It's good when we have one, two celebrity
Of course, of
watching us.
course.
It makes us feel nice too.
It makes us feel important.
And we should have, yeah, yeah, we are important, you know. Excuse the coughing. We should have brought. It slipped me. I could have bring on. We could have bring on Sabina tonight to talk, to chime in a
Yeah,
little
you know
bit,
what?
and
This was something that would have fit her
she would have
perfectly.
done
Yes,
very well
yes.
with this
But
conversation.
we do want Sabina to come on, and she's very knowledgeable in some aspects of life. She's a young girl, but life hasn't been that. She's gone through a lot, so she can tell us a little bit of how she adapted, how she overcame all the difficulties
And that's
that
why,
she had.
Brown Sugar, I say, um, sometimes we judge our younger generation, people like Sabina, Ariana, and so on. But these are young people. Our young people sometimes they're very traumatic. You know, they traumatize earlier in their life. They're trying
Hmm.
to make it in life, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Um, and so we have to support them. You know, like today I was thinking, how are we? What legacy are we leaving for our younger generation? How to deal with problems, um, you know. So let's support our young people. Let's help, because when we die, they are the ones who will have to fetch to carry on
To
our
carry
legacy.
on the
And
legacy.
for me,
Exactly.
I want a nice legacy to be taken. When I gone, all that's left is my name, and so
Let the name go on.
that my name will continue to call. And I know Sabina would make sure that name is alive. She will make some joke, and I tell you, um, I go to funeral these days, and I hear so much speeches, and I says, well, when I die, right? Um, Pandit Ramdat, a very good evening to you. He said, Jai Sri Krishna. Um,
Jai
thank you
Shri
for saying
Radhe
that,
Krishna
Hiram.
Panditji.
Yes.
Mm.
Um, so we must encourage our young people. They will fall, they will fail us. But what we have to do, like, we need to guide them. And I know that Joe Jaglal in Canada, he's doing that. When we see our young people failing us and they're falling, what do we do in our communities? Do we chastise them? Do we beat them? Do we pull them down? No. We spread our wings out and we cover them and we encourage them to grow and to do great things. And today, again, today wasn't a good day for me emotionally, but I tried to hold on, because how do we, like, when I look at people like Ariana and I look at people like Sabina, do we take people, we let them go because all the faults that they have now, or do we groom them because we see great potentials in them? And today could tell you, I am not perfect, and so I want to take the young people under my wings, those who are imperfect, you know what I'm saying, and to guide them to be better human being in later on in our next generation. So I want to invest in people so that they will be better human being in the world. My
Pandit Ramdat here says has a good thing. Get them involved in mandirs, or if you're Hindus and go to mandirs. It's always soothing to go there, and the ambience there. It's a huge mandir family. It's always good to be there. Or you can go to your Christian church. You can go to
absolutely.
whatever denomination you are, but you can get involved in religious activities, which is always good.
Let's go with a beautiful song by our own Guyanese, two of my favorite singers. You're watching From Our Hearts with Radhika and Ken on Island Zone Radio. We air every Monday night from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m.
ये लो कागज ये लो कलम दिल पे मेरे लिख दो सनम ये लो कागज ये लो कलम दिल पे मेरे लिख दो सनम कि तुमको हमसे प्यार है कि तुमको हमसे प्यार है कि तुमको हमसे प्यार है कि तुमको हमसे प्यार है
अरे छोरो 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 कागज छोरो कलम मेरे लहू से लिख लो सनम छोरो कागज छोरो कलम मेरे लहू से लिख लो सनम हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है हाँ हमको तुमसे प्यार है
अरे ओए 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 ये लो कागज ये लो कलम
अरे छोरो कागज छोरो कलम Oh baby will you be mine forever I need you right by my side What is life without you if you not here right next to me अगर हम तुमसे दूर जा
A very good evening to Nok Singh.
पर लौटना चाहे पर लौट न पाए तो क्या भूल जाओगी याद तक ना आओगी
अरे ऐसी बातें क्यों करते हो मुझे धरा कर क्यों
I want Pandit Ram that stay on. We got something to say. I got something to
गई
say.
हो मैं तो यूं ही झूठी बातें बोल बैठा
अरे छोड़ो 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 कागज छोड़ो कलम छोड़ो कागज छोड़ो कलम Imperial Innovation it's Charmella
and your voice a little
Welcome back to From Our Hearts with Radhika and Ken on Island Zone Radio. And I would say what I want to say, and I'm going to put it over nicely. You know, Pandit, today on today's show, why we are talking about this is because um, somebody called us and they want to come on the show, and it happened to be an issue with a Pandit. The story is that, and like I said, our show is not to pull anybody down. Our show is to bring people together. So here it is, the story that this Pandit had an affair with a young lady, and that young lady gave birth to a child, and he's denying that child. And so this thing was on our mind for like 6 months. What do we address this? Do we not? Or how do we put it over? But we are not calling any name, so we don't want to get in trouble either. And like I said, our show is not to um to bash anyone. Let me know if you're on, Pandit. Let me know so I could talk. You know, and I have high regards for people, religious people, whether you're pandit, you're Meiji, you're a priest, or whoever it is, that you know what, you are there to set the tone of good precedents in our community and elsewhere. Like I said today, you know, being a talk show host, it helped me align myself with goodness and kindness, and to always try my very best to do what's right. And I'm not saying that I am perfect. I am not saying that I don't make mistakes. I do make mistakes, but I try to, the way that I live my life, I try to portray the same thing on Facebook. Um, do I'm lucky that Geeta and myself, that we really don't have an argument and fight. We do disagreement now and again, but we don't bash each other. We don't curse each other out and so on. Um, so that's why we are having this conversation today, because we want, you know what, every child deserve to know who their father and mother is, and especially at a young age, children need their parents. So whether if you're a mother or father, please, by all means, stay connected with your children no matter what. Go ahead, partner.
I don't see Pandit on.
He's not, probably not on, he probably gone.
Yeah. All right, once again. Ken, last week I haven't had a traffic ticket like in ages. And last week I opened up the mail and Pedro has a ticket,
Hmm.
like somewhere on 181, somewhere when he's coming home.
Right.
And he got a ticket, and I got angry. I'm like, keep telling him, keep on the 25, keep, keep it over. I don't like paying traffic tickets.
Right.
And then I go on and I open the other mail and I got a ticket.
He should tell you the same
Well,
thing.
I didn't tell him anything
So you're
because,
just gonna
but
pay.
what are the coincidences that we would both get the ticket in the same week? That
You know,
wasn't funny.
I'm glad that you're talking about ticket. Let me talk about, last week we did etiquette, and I want to add this
Mm,
because I do a lot of driving sometimes, and I drive
mhm.
from the Grand Central, and you could either go to Grand Central towards Long Island, or you could go to on the Van Wyck. And a lot of times I'm trying to merge in from the right lane towards the left side, and people see that I put on my
Blinker.
indicator
Mm.
to that I'm going to make a left, and people speeding up, and people don't want to give me a break to merge into the next lane, and I'm like, please, people. So I plan to talk about this on the radio. Listen, if you see someone put on their trafficator making a right turn or left turn, please give them a chance. Let them go. Let them go. You don't know that they could cause a problem. It could cause an accident, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
Mm,
ladies driving. And I'm not
mhm.
being biased with ladies,
Mm.
but you know, men, we could maneuver a little bit. But come on.
Ladies make less accidents than men.
I have to go read about that. Paul Rottnest, a very good evening to you. Thank you very much. Come on, man. Let's use some common sense when we are driving. If people want to pass and go in the next lane, let them go. And to be honest with
Courtesy,
you,
common
I
traffic
probably did
courtesy.
that today. I
Mhm,
probably did that sometime in my
mhm,
driving too. But
mhm,
come on, if
mhm.
people want to merge to go
Give them a
exit,
chance, yeah.
let them
Hmm.
exit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I see um, Sabina is very active inside here. That's why I
Hmm.
tell her she need to
On the show, yeah.
come
What
on the
she
show and
said.
talk sometime.
Listen what she said. No one is perfect, hence the reason all our fingers are unequal. However, the fact that they are all unequal, they all serve their individual purpose. And I strongly believe that there's room for growth in though one may make his or her own mistakes. I think my phone is
Your
not
battery dead.
battery. Yeah. All right. So I strongly believe that there's room for growth in though one may make his or own mistakes in life, but our mistakes doesn't define us. We are humans and we all bleed. And I haven't met a single perfect soul in this life of mine as yet. And I'm 100% certain I will pass on and never will ever, and never ever will either. And no one needs anyone's approval to be somebody. We are all blessed in our own unique way, and we all have a purpose to fulfill. Ditto. Just my humble thoughts and perspective. That's beautifully said, Sabina. Yeah, that's correct.
I want to say hi, DJ Vicky Safraz, another DJ. Thank you for tuning in. I do tune into his radio show now and again. Thank you very much, my brother, for doing a fantastic job in our community. Always entertain us. He's very kind and a humble guy. And Mintri Sandra Ramprasad, I think that's your friend. But thank you very much for tuning in. Um, Please come back again. We are here every Monday night 8:30 to 10 p.m. or sometimes we go on more than 10:30 p.m. John from Queens, good to have you on. So yes, we're talking about today what we are really talking about is parents denying their child. And I don't think that children should have to grow up living knowing that their parents don't want them in this world and they're denying them. I believe that every child that born into this world and children that they must feel the love and the comfort of being with their family. And then the other thing is, Radhika, when you have a child who was brought up, and I want to say when you a child grew up with both parents, um, a lot of them would turn out to be great human beings. And as parents, we need to set good example for our children. Despite I know that we have some parents who give their children the best, who are great parents, I can vouch and tell you that sometimes those children turn out to be the worst.
That's what that's like what I was saying earlier. You have to have a balance. You can love your children, but you don't have to give them everything that they want or everything. You don't have to overcompensate, right? Because that's not a good thing either. They must appreciate what they have as well. And you do not have to like be be too stern with them either. There have to be a balance. I believe there has to be a balance within things. So again, children, we all need love. Children and parents, once we get older too, we need more love too. So yeah. So what you show your children when they're younger, that is what they're gonna show you too. Yeah. I hope so too. That is my hope. That is my hope and wish that it can happen. And before we go on, I just want to shout out again. Valentine's Day is next week, and as Valentine Day approaches, again, may God fill your pockets with your hearts with love and your pockets with some money, so that you can buy some chocolates and some roses and some gifts for your sweetheart, right? Wine, cuddly teddy bears, or anything. Jenny Olarte, she has some very beautiful arrangements for Valentine's Day. You can pre-order and you will get a special discount. You can inbox her or you can call me at 347-721-6890. Yes, you can enjoy early discounts there too. Well, and for all your floral arrangements, Valentine's Day gifts, the big gifts and everything, you have to call Shanta Flowers at 718-332-3301. Shanta is in the heart of Richmond Hill on 130 on Liberty Avenue. Call early. She has a special discount if you call before the 12th. So please do get your arrangements early, get your orders in early so you're not stuck in the rush of it. I was by Shanta last year and it was madness. So please do.
The beautiful Miss Debbie Sanyasi just tuned in, and also I am so glad to see the man, Mr. Kevin Mohabir, just tuned in. And if you're looking for your starapple, your downs, and your Guyanese stuff, you can check him out right here on Jamaica Avenue, somewhere like 212 Street, 212 on Jamaica Avenue. Your starapple, your boxing spice mango. But Lord Jesus, make sure you call before you come because he just get them things to sell out so fast. You know what I'm saying? So that's right. That's right. And he is the man behind Roti Paradise too. All right. So thank you very much.
I'm
Um.
serious here. I wonder if they have a warrant. Oh my God. Yeah, I love awara. I sit down and I eat like a whole bag.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah. And I'm done my hands, my mouth, my face, everything is yellow. So do you have awara, Kevin? Yeah. So Ken, let's go with a fun fact for today,
Hope
right?
Anit is not on.
I don't know if he's on. If he's on, he'll ban me from on there. Well, Ken, did you know that human beings are not the only species that can dance?
Really?
Yeah.
I know Dark could on. Dark could
Dogs, not to the rhythm of music beyond their body. The only animal that can dance is the sea lions. They have the ability to move their bodies to the rhythm of an external beat, like human beings, right?
Right.
So if any day you see a sea lion, you can challenge him to a dance if you're
All right.
lucky to see one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And talking about sea creatures, huh, did you know that the gray whale mates in a threesome?
Really?
Isn't that interesting?
Oh, that's beautiful.
I think these animals can teach human being a thing or two.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Mhm,
hey, some people did that.
mhm.
So,
Yeah. So going on like with animals, I really hope Pandit isn't on. I can't see him.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So, so talking about animals and the mating business, I just want to share with you, Guy, a pig's orgasm lasts 30 minutes.
That's a nice sign.
30 minutes. But I Googled it to see if it was true. And it can go on up to 90 minutes.
Oh, wow.
90 minutes. That's an hour and a half, right? And we're talking a little bit about the animals now. A cockroach can live up to 9 days without its head. If
Oh,
you take off
wow.
the head, the roach can live up to 9 days, but then it dies. Then it dies of hunger,
Oh,
right?
wow.
I'm still not over the pig as yet, though.
Talk about the pig.
Uh, all right. And the male praying mantis, right, cannot copulate while the head is attached to the body, right? So the female mantis initiates sex by ripping the male's head off,
Oh,
right?
really?
Yes, yes, ripping the male flea, the male. The pig still has me thinking though, but
Oh,
all right.
you thinking about orgasms that gonna last 90, 30 minutes?
the flea, the flea can jump 350 times its body length.
Oh, wow.
A flea, right? It's like a human jumping the length of a football field. Shit, 30 minutes. Lucky pig.
Imagine she's still thinking about orgasms.
All right, let's see. The catfish, right, has over 27,000 taste buds. Yeah. Um, I don't know what could be so tasty at the bottom of a pond, but they have 27,000
Oh, wow.
different, yeah. And oh my gosh, some lions mate over 50 times a day.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? I I still can't believe the pig though. Quality over quantity.
Right.
right? Butterflies taste with their feet.
Oh, really?
Yes, they taste with their feet. Something I always wanted to know how they tasted, right? But they taste with their feet. And elephants are the only animals that cannot jump. I mean, elephants cannot jump,
Mm.
right? So I think that's a good thing. Did you know that the cat's urine glows under a black light,
No, I didn't.
right? Yeah. I I wonder too how much the government paid to figure that one out,
Oh, wow.
to figure out how that happens, you know? Um, an ostrich eye is bigger than its brain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people like that too. So
Yeah.
let's see. Starfish have no brains. I also know people like that too.
Yeah.
And polar bears are left-handed. Polar bears are left-handed. Human and dolphins are the only species that have sex for pleasure. The
Yeah.
others, yeah. Human and dolphins. Right.
I wish they lasted
I
30 minutes too.
I wonder if the dolphins know about the pig.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, I hope now that everybody has smiled at least once
Right.
about the fun facts for the day, right? Um, it's much better than seeing so much fighting and political thing going on. Oh my God, that pig though.
Wait, wait. She's still thinking about this pig that lasted this orgasm last 30 seconds. I hope she don't go home and expect her husband the last 30 minutes. Jesus of Nazareth. But whatever I do, you know what, 30 minutes is a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching From Our Hearts with Radhika and Ken right here on Island Zone Radio. It's now 10:01 p.m. and I got to go to work tomorrow for 16 hours. Thank you very much for tuning in into the program tonight. We pray that God bless you and have a great night, everyone. Um, um, Radhika got me thinking about this damn pig now. The pig that lasts over 30 minutes. Let's go. This for all the men that's watching now, all the good fathers. Kami Rampat, a very good evening to you.
It's a human side
That's right.
when things go wrong, when the sin of lingers and temptation strong. कितने ना इसको समझाता हूँ, कितने ना इसको बहलाता हूँ, नादान है कुछ ना समझता है दिल, रात ये आए भाईता है, मेरा दिल भी कितना पागल है, ये प्यार तो तुमसे करता है, मेरा दिल भी कितना पागल है, ये प्यार तो तुमसे करता है, पर सामने जब तुम आते हो, कुछ भी कहने से डरता है, ओ मेरे साजन, ओ मेरे साजन. It's a human side when things go wrong, when the sin of lingers and temptation strong, into the born rain of each married man, and it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. It's too hard living into separate world. हाय पल मुझको तड़पाता है, मुझे सारी रात जगाता है, इसी बात को तुमको खबर नहीं है, सिर्फ तुम्हीं पे मरता है, मेरा दिल भी कितना पागल है, ये प्यार तो तुमसे करता है, मेरा दिल भी कितना पागल है, ये प्यार तो तुमसे से करता है पर सामने जब तुम आते हो कुछ भी कहने से डरता है ओ मेरे साजन ओ मेरे साजन mutual misunderstanding after the fact cold cold heart baby are done by something's looking bad just passing through and it's no sacrifice just a simple word it's too hard living in two separate worlds sacrifice just a simple word it's too hard living in two separate worlds.
That's right. That's right. Sacrifice, baby. We have to make sacrifice. So many sacrifices for our family and our friends, for our children. Unfortunately, brown sugar, our children sometimes don't know the kind of sacrifices that we make for them. And sometimes they forget to say the little things like thank you very much. And I think that when people they take it for granted. And when the goodness of your parents, when they die, then you really realize really how good of a parent you have. And so I want to encourage our viewers to continue to share love, to love everyone. And I'm not saying that we have to be lovey-dovey, but to share love. Hate is too big of a burden for us to carry, and so continue to share love with everyone, to your family, to the guys. I want to say that continue, if you're not taking care of the children, never deny your kids, no matter what. Even if from a outside marriage, don't let nobody rob rob your child of your love. Be a good father, be a good parents, no matter what you do.
Things happen, so, circumstances happen, and um, but if you have a responsibility, own up to it and do the best that you can. Talking and having conversation helps a lot. You can always you cannot there's a solution to every problem. So do not leave any kid unattended, not loved. Share the love. So all right, so we're about to wrap up this program tonight, and I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining us this evening. I hope we had a constructive conversation tonight, and it brings some awareness ladies and men alike. And I just want to say that we're looking forward next week. We will have what's his name? We having
No,
is he's on with you?
yeah.
Oh,
Not next week,
um,
the other week.
the following
But
week.
I want to talk a little. Wait, let me.
Hold on.
I think I want to talk about next week. I want you to start, and I'm going to start too. In fact, next week, Sunday, I want to talk a little bit about stroke and high cholesterol. On Monday night show, there is a lot of things going on in our community. And I want to talk about how do we deal with negative criticism? How do we deal with narcissistic people? And let's see how what best we could come up with. It's a thing that we need to talk. Sometimes even me, like somebody write up something the other day, and I was like, either I stay quiet or I answer them back. Well, how do I deal with it? But and so we will cut things up and see how um, what best we could talk about. So come next week, we can talk about something a little controversial. How do we deal with negativity? How do we deal with when people giving us a hard time? All right. Have a great night, everyone. Until next week.
Until next week, same time, 8:30, Monday night. Happy birthday to Auntie Delari. And may you enjoy this whole rest of the week celebrating your birthday. I know you have a lot of friends who wants to come and take you out and go around. Just enjoy, 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 enjoy. To all of our viewers, thank you guys again. And I just want to say God bless you, so your hearts and all your other vital parts. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Vicky. Thanks, everyone.